Welcome, everybody. I think everyone here knows me. I'm Rachel Justice, and along with my partner, Julian Levinson, I co-lead Woman to Woman. And we are so happy to have you all here today for the second in a series of three sessions about the healing power of breathwork. We have Dean Cramp, who is again with us. Those of you who joined us last week know that it was a very powerful session. So without further ado, I'm going to pass that virtual microphone over to Dean and let him take over and do his thing. And thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Rachel. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the second series in Healing and the Power of Breathwork. Session 2 is the journey of healing physically and mentally. So without further ado, I like to start every session to kind of have everybody get grounded, really centered. So if you are sitting in a chair or you're sitting on a yoga mat or whatever, just really settle into your body, get yourself into a position, close your eyes. And like we discussed last week, breathwork is two parts. So it's awareness of your breath and then the conscious controlled breathing of your breath. So just everybody settle in, just breathe normal the way you're breathing. Just kind of be aware of how you're breathing. Are you breathing in through your nose? Are you breathing in through your mouth? Where's that air coming in? Is that cool air, warm air? How does it feel on the back of your nose, back of your throat? When you're breathing in, where is that breath going? Is it going more into your lungs? Is it more into your diaphragm? Just kind of being aware of your body, if you're feeling any energy stuck anywhere, maybe in your belly, maybe in your throat chakra, maybe in your heart space. And just be mindful and aware of the breath. Now, if everyone can just take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out with a loud sigh. Deep breath in through your nose. And just let it out. Do one more round of that. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And just stay with that breath. I'd like you to focus on the base of your spine. Picture a root growing out of the base of your spine. Picture that root growing into the floor, breaking through the floor, breaking through maybe the concrete, the foundation of where you are. Allow that root to go and grow deep into the soil, maybe about 6 to 8 feet down into the earth. Allow the roots to spread out deep into the soil, connecting with Mother Earth. I'd like you to tap into the love that Mother Earth is sending you. When you take an inhale, I'd like you to breathe that love up through the root into your heart space. Hold it there. And when you exhale, send that love back through the roots, back to Mother Earth. Take another deep breath in, bringing that love from Mother Earth up into your heart space. And exhaling that love back to Mother Earth. Just be aware of the connectivity, how we're all part of one. Feel that relationship with the earth, sending that love to Mother Earth and back into your heart space. Now I'd like you to picture a beam on the crown of your head, the top of your head, shooting up and connecting up into the heavens. And similarly, I'd like you to, when you inhale, breathe in the love from up into the heavens, into your heart space. And when you exhale, send that love back up into the heavens. Just give me a few more rounds of breath, breathing in the love from up above into your heart space, sending that love back out into the universe. Now focus on that root into the earth and that beam into the heaven. And when you inhale, bring it both from the top and the base into your heart space. Bring that love into your heart. And when you exhale, send that love in both directions, up into the heavens and down into Mother Earth. On your next inhale, I'd like you to bring that into your heart space. And visualize that love in your heart space, blossoming like a beautiful flower, opening up, and allowing that love to shine out into the world. Take another deep breath in for me. Let it out with a loud sigh. And slowly blink your eyes open. Maybe shake out the palm of your hands, shake out your arms, just come back to yourself, come back to the present moment. Hopefully everybody feels a little more grounded. So like I discussed, this is going to be the journey of healing physically and mentally. And I'd like to discuss a little bit about the science of breath work, of what's happening in your body while we're doing the breathing. So with breath work, you're going to have three basic elements. And when I was in training, I was taught that element one is going to be awareness, which is what we did in the beginning. And that awareness is the message of wake up. Okay, so that's like when we breathe in, we're kind of waking up our bodies. The second part of breath work is relaxation. And that's the release factor. And that's when we are breathing in and letting out that loud sigh, we're sending the message to our body to let go. And the third factor of breathing is the energy factor. And that message is take charge. So we have wake up, let go, and take charge. And with the conscious controlled breathing, we can take charge of our mind, of our nervous system, and get the ability to kind of tap into ourselves a little more than when we're going on our day-to-day basis. Most of us are always operating on a heightened sense of awareness. You know, I got to go do this tomorrow. I forgot to pay my bills. You know, we're always in that thought process. And with breathing, we can kind of get back to center and allow ourselves to kind of take charge and just give ourselves a little respite from those racing thoughts and that, you know, day-to-day hustle that we all kind of go through. So there's 5 principles in breathwork. The first is the technique. And there are many techniques, which we learned a few last week. There's hundreds of different styles of breathwork. And through the science of breathwork, they've been able to hook people up to MRIs and brain scans while they're doing this breathing, and have proven that you can control different parts of the body through that. You know, you can control your lymphatic system, your nervous system, your circulatory system. And each of these types of breathing techniques have different purpose and a different effect. The second is the atmosphere. And the atmosphere is kind of the setting in which one practices. Physical setting, the psychological setting, the emotional setting, and the energetic setting. Third is the teacher, which would be me, or if you're by yourself, you know, it could be, I did share the Wim Hof thing, and I will send that to Rachel, that YouTube video about practicing that. And that's the power of purity and of our personal presence. Fourth is the mind of the breather. So that's going to be your thoughts, your beliefs, your attitudes, your intentions for the breath work, maybe some desires, maybe it's something you're trying to manifest in your life. And 5 is the something else, they call it. And that's the mystical aspect of it. Some people call it the magic factor, or the timing of it, the readiness of it. I like to refer to it as spirit. I have I also do private one-on-one breathwork sessions. And when I'm breathing with someone and they're on my table and I'm guiding them through the breathwork, there's a certain point when someone's able to release, let go of whatever trauma is serving them. And there's a feeling in the room. It's almost like spirit has entered the room and allowed this person to just kind of let go of the things, clear that thing that is holding them back, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's energetic. So the science behind the breath work, I'm just going to get into a little bit of what is happening in your body. So breath starts with the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system regulates all the autonomic functions in the body. It's also the main regulatory in our stress response system. So the autonomic nervous system is made up of 2 counterbalancing parts. The sympathetic nervous system, which is alertness, and that's your fight or flight response. And the second is your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digestion phase. So, part of the brain that's activated is that fight or flight response. And that part of the brain, when we were primitive creatures, would be, like we're walking down a pathway or something, and there's a threat, whether it's a saber-toothed tiger or something like that pounces on us. Our body kicks into that fight or flight, our sympathetic nervous system, and that fight or flight response. And what that does is it helps open up our breathing, and it gives us the energy that we need in that system to either run, flight, or freeze. The parasympathetic nervous system is the rest and digestion stage. So that's going to be, when we're about to go to sleep, we slow down our pattern of breathing. It allows our bodies to kind of relax and release and set into a more settled state. What happens too often in our sympathetic nervous system is it stays highly active. And we live in a society now where it's go, go, go. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to get there as fast as I can. I have all this stuff. I got my job. I got my work. I got my relationship. And in today's society, we're constantly running on that high stress level of that fight or flight response all the time. And what breath work can do, if you get into a daily routine practice of breath work, is you can kind of regulate that. And over time, you'll feel the difference. And it's some of the breath techniques you can feel immediately. Other ones, when you practice on a daily basis, after a few weeks, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel less responsive to things. If somebody cuts you off in traffic, instead of normally flipping the guy the finger or something like that, or getting angry and pounding on your steering wheel, you kind of just let stuff kind of slide off of you. And with the awareness of the breath, you can kind of breathe through those situations. And what that does is it kind of returns us to a baseline of where we're supposed to be operating all the time. While our parasympathetic nervous system is underactive, especially in people who suffer with chronic stress and trauma. So what's happening is most of the pathways of the parasympathetic nervous system travel down 2 large nerves, the vagus nerves that exit from the brain stem, one on each side, and continue down throughout the body, sending branches to all internal organs. About 20% of these pathways send messages from the brain down to the body to regulate the organs. The other 80% of these pathways bring information from the body back up into the brain. And our perception of the sensory information from inside the body is called introspection. And Well, this respiratory system, it has millions of receptors, chemical receptors, pressure receptors, and stretch receptors. Sorry. And studies have shown that when we change our pattern of breathing, we can change the introspective messages going from the respiratory system to the brain. And this can control emotions, perceptions, judgments, thoughts, and behaviors. When we activate this vagal nerve, it opens up our ability to trust, to love, to bond, to communicate emotionally with other people, feel empathy, and most importantly, communicate with ourselves. So I would like to, I'm going to screen share here. You see that muscle arm right there?
Yes.
I'll read off to you guys, but that's the physical benefits of breath work. So physical benefits of breath work are more time in deep sleep. Like I said, I've been practicing breath work for over 6 years. And prior to practicing breath work, I had doctors prescribe me sleep medications because my sleep was off. And healthy sleep is very important for not only your nervous system, but for your stress response. And the more you practice breath work, the more you're able to have a better sleep pattern. It's been proven reduction of PTSD to expel trauma by releasing tension and energy that is rooted in the subconscious. Stronger respiratory function, better immune system, and release of stress hormones from your body. And the other one is the health benefits, which are alkalizing your blood pH, anti-inflammatory effects, elevating your mood, positive impact on your central nervous system, reduces stress, renews your cells, and it releases feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. Okay, we're back here. So one breath technique that I would like to share with you guys today is called the Heart Coherence 365. And this is a practice that you can get into, and it's called 365, and this is a method developed by Dr. David O'Hare. It's called 365 because it's 3 times a day, 6 breaths per minute, and 5 minutes a day. And this reduces heart rate, blood pressure, and cortisol levels up to 20%. So if you guys would like to practice this with me, maybe we'll just take a little bit, and again, I can share any of this information with Rachel, and she can post this on your guys' website. So what this is going to do, this is going to increase your dopamine and your serotonin levels. It's also going to increase oxytocin levels, which is the love chemical. It's going to increase your brain alpha waves. And in just 5 minutes, the benefits of this will last 4 hours or more. Now, this has to be a daily routine. And I've been doing this, and eventually it just becomes like brushing your teeth. It just becomes part of your daily routine. You take 5 minutes out of your day in the morning or 5 minutes out of your day at night. And in 7 to 10 days, there'll be a measurable benefit, a significant, lasting several weeks. So I want you to sit up straight, strong. Just kind of relax your body a little bit. Maybe say a positive affirmation in your mind before you start. You can single out anything that you're maybe going through. Maybe you had a fight with a loved one or something like that. And where awareness goes, energy flows, is what I always like to say. So it's going to be a 5-second breath, and you can do this in through your nose or out through your mouth. It's going to be an exhale breath out for 5 seconds through your nose. Or if you're doing it through your mouth, you want to purse your lips and make a shh sound. While you're doing this, I just want you to focus on the subtle sensations in your body while you're breathing. This isn't a thinking process. It's a feeling process. So you kind of just want to feel the breath. So we're going to take an inhale, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's just a little sample of the 5 breaths. And that's 6 breaths per minute. And a breath would be an inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. And you want to do that for 5 minutes. And you can do that as soon as you wake up. You can do it 4 hours later before lunch if you'd like. End of the workday. You can even add a 4th if you want, 1 hour before sleep. And while you're doing that, really focus on your heart, focus on the positive emotions. Like I said, where awareness goes, energy flows. My personal trainer at my gym, he teaches me when you're working on a muscle group, visualize you working on that muscle group. So if you're just doing a curl and you're doing it like this, it's been proven you get benefits more if you're actually looking and focusing your mind's eye on that muscle group. Same goes for breath work. If you're focusing on your heart space while you're breathing, that's where the energy is going to go, is into that heart space. So, let's go here. So another benefit, obviously, which we discuss, is turning off those racing thoughts that are in our mind. I mean, I don't believe there's a person on this planet that doesn't struggle from the racing thoughts happening. Before you know it, you're going down a rabbit hole and you're imagining all these situations and scenarios that are going to happen to you that 99% of the time never occur. And again, that's our fight or flight response kicking in. It's doing its job. It's trying to protect us from any perceived threat that might be down the line. But in today's hustle and bustle that we're going through, there's really not that fear of that saber-toothed tiger. That is what that part of our body and our brain is meant to protect us from. Instead, we're protecting ourselves from, oh my God, what if I don't get the raise at work? What if I stand up to my boss and he says no? What if I have to have this hard conversation with this person? What if I stand up for myself? There's a lot of that what ifs and future tripping that all of us tend to go. And with this practice of awareness of the breath and the conscious breathing, over time, you're able to take that gap of, all right, I'm going down this rabbit hole for 2 hours. When you keep practicing this, that gap gets shorter and shorter and shorter. When you get to the point of the thought comes up, and with awareness, you'll be like, this isn't even a real perceived threat. This is me, because your subconscious mind does not differentiate between a real or a perceived threat. It's fake, real, your body doesn't know the difference. It's going to react the same way in your nervous system. So when you can get to a point of, oh my God, what if this happens? Wait, that's not even a real thing. I'm going to stay in the present moment. The threat is not here. Right now, I'm safe. And breathe through that situation. And when you're able to do that, you're able to bring yourself out of the future back into the present moment. And that perceived threat no longer exists. And over practice and over time, those stress hormones that are being released when we're going, whether it's a day into the future or 3 months into the future, are dialed back and they're cut down in our body. And when we are doing this to ourselves, and that fear-based response, it's releasing chemicals in our body. Those chemicals in our body over time build up and can make us sick. So if you're under a lot of stress a lot of the time, eventually the body can't handle that. And it's going to react with a symptom of shutting down your immune system a little bit. Maybe your friend gets a cold and they have it for 3 days and you end up having it for 2 weeks because your body doesn't have the ability to fight because you're under constant stress. So with the power of breath work, you can take yourself out and reduce those stress hormones that are being released in your body. Take yourself out of those future tripping scenarios that we all tend to get ourselves in. Bring us back into the present moment and shorten that distance. And when you do this over time, I promise you that it's a game changer. It's been a game changer for me. I don't know if I shared in the last session, but years ago, before I started breath work, I was very depressed. I suffered from anxiety, the lack of sleep that I discussed. And my doctor had me on antidepressants. He had me on anti-anxiety medications, and he had me on sleep medications. And once I discovered breath work, I no longer needed the antidepressants. I no longer needed the anti-anxiety medications, and I no longer needed the sleep medications. I'm not saying that those things do not serve a purpose, but for me, my go-to would be, how can I do this in a natural way before I just lean on medications to help me get back into that? And with breath work, you breathe through those anxious situations and get back to center. I'm depressed because something happened in my past. Through breathing, I can bring awareness to be like, that's something that happened a year ago. It's not even something I can tangibly touch, yet it's keeping me stuck where I am. When you can let go of those things through the power of breath and always bring yourself back to that present moment, you're going to lower those stress hormones in your body and you're going to have a healthier life as a result. I know we're getting up on time here, but I just wanted to share something real quick with you. So this is called the Roby chart. And this is just a diagram and a chart. I'm not sure how well you can see what it says on here. It's a little, words are small on my screen. But each of your chakras, which we discussed last week, are not only just with, like we discussed, fear and grief are stored in that area, but there's different areas of your body that are affecting different things and different outcomes. And this is huge in Eastern medicine. If you've ever been to acupuncture or acupressure, these are part of the chakras and the meridian lines that those modalities use to target where you are in your body. So they might have something happening. Oh, like I've had my gallbladder removed, and from that area, gallbladder is associated with rage. So I was an angry person at one time, and I don't, not just from removing my gallbladder, but through breathing and focusing on these areas. And again, I'm going to go back to that: where awareness goes, energy flows. So today, we have the mental, and I'd like to focus on the third eye. So if you can see up here in that dark blue, right below the purple, the third eye is the sixth chakra, and that's the power of the mind, third eye, and that deals with truth. So your eyes, the capacity to see clearly, your pituitary gland, which is sense of control, your nose, which is self-recognition and self-worth, your ears, your capacity to hear, and your pineal gland, which is your sense of purpose and sense of meaning. And that pineal gland is associated with a spiritual connection with God. The other one that we are going to discuss is your sacral chakra, which is, appropriate for what we're discussing here. This is all about women who are suffering with, gynecological cancer. And that is going to be your second chakra, which is orange there. That affects your small intestines, assimilating and absorbing and integrating what's needed. Your appendix, fear of life. Genitals, creativity, fear of your own worth. Ovaries for women, testicles for men. Your hips, fear of moving forward. And a lot of this stuff can manifest, in different areas. But all of these, when I have a private client come over, I have them fill out a whole new client form. And I'll ask them, have you been in any accidents? Do you have any medical issues or anything that I need to be aware of? And some people might say, yeah, I was in a car accident and I have constant pain in my hips. Well, they'll come to me, and the pain in their hips sometimes has nothing to do with the remnants of the car accident. That's being corrected. But they're storing energy in that area of their body. And when I say, a lot of things in your hips are fear of moving forward, and the people are like, I'm afraid to take that next step in life. I'm really afraid to step into my own. So a lot of times these energies are stuck in these areas. And again, awareness goes, energy flows. If you breathe into these areas, when you're breathing consciously, you'll definitely have some benefits, or can see the benefits of where this can help you. So we're going to get to the breathing part right now. I know we got about 20 minutes left, and I'd really like for you guys to kind of get into this. If there's anybody new who hasn't been here last week, I'm just going to play this video again to kind of show you what the 3-part breath is again. It's a 2-part inhale, diaphragm, heart space, belly, chest, whatever you'd like to call it. And just let it fall out on the exhale. So I'm going to do another screen share here. Okay. Hi, everybody. Dean here from Transcend Healing and Breathwork. Just doing a short video to demonstrate how to properly breathe for this breathwork session. It's going to be a 3-part breath, 2-part inhale. Let the breath just fall out of you on the exhale. It's going to be a belly, chest out. I have my good friend Hunter here who's going to demonstrate on how to properly do the breathing. It's all through your mouth. But just make sure it's a 2-part. You can slow your breath down and have a little more of what we call a feminine breath, which is more if you feel that you can go a little harder, please feel free to do so. Again, this is completely safe. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've never had anybody pass out or anything like that. The man I trained under has been doing it for 30 years. He's never had any of that. Your body will automatically respond to it. Again, we're going to be just like last week. We're going to be doing some breath retention, which is just a breath hold. And I'll guide you through that. I'll have you take a deep breath in. I'll say in the count of 3, we're all going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold it for a little bit. And when you release that last breath, I want you to just let it out with a sigh and then just return to a normal in through your nose, out through your mouth breath. In the beginning, we will be doing, again, a little screaming, a little laughter. I'll guide you through that. 1, 2, 3. We'll take a deep breath in. Just let out a loud laugh. A lot of times you get what I call the church laughs, and you just keep going. That's the energy moving. Just let yourself be vulnerable. Allow yourself to be free. Allow that to come up. If you feel any emotions, this happens all the time. If you feel emotions or tears coming out, lean into that. Allow that stuck energy and those stuck emotions to come out of you. Because a lot of times, like I said, we push this stuff down. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to save it for later. Save it for later. That's when those stress hormones build up in us, and that can, keep us sick. So I am going to start the music. If you guys would like to just close your eyes, lay back in a safe, comfortable space, and start with the 3-part breath. Can everybody hear the music? That was just a little tester. So start with the breath. Belly, chest out.
You are so beautiful, you are complete. You are the beggar you meet on the streets. You are divine and you are inclined to be.
Dean, the music is very loud, like louder than your voice now. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I want you to run, feel the grass on your feet. I want you to share with all that you need.
Just stay with that breath. Belly, chest out. Belly, chest out. If you feel any resistance, just breathe right through it.
Come, come, sister, come, come. Come the whole world, what you learn now. Cause all I wanna say is namaste to you. So let this light shine down upon you all. Cause I know now where I'm going, and I take you all I know. That I'm smiling in my eyes, and I see praise in my soul. From the rivers and mountains.
You should start feeling a little lightheaded right now, completely normal. Maybe a little tingling in your fingers or toes. Just focus on the awareness of that breath. Send that energy into your sacral, into your third eye, wherever you feel that energy stuck. Keep breathing through it.
Well, nothing can happen without Brahman's doing. So we should find out what we're pursuing. Do you want money and fame or a piece to get now? Or are you ready to see and go beyond your beliefs? This is a time of hurt and a time of war. But nobody knows what it's all for. Can't you see money is blind? You're God in its disguise now. You must surrender to life and not my Shiva. So come home, mothers, come home, fathers. Come home, sisters, come home, brothers. Let's come the whole world, see what you learn now.
Just stay with that breath, belly, chest out. Give me another 5% if you can.
Cause I know now where I'm going, and I take you all I know. And I'm smiling in my eyes, and I see praises in my soul. From the rivers and your mountains, we are one and one world. Yes, I know, no. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are. Yes, we are.
Okay, on the count of 3, I want everybody to take a deep breath in. And when you let it out, I want you to let out a loud, long laugh. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And just let it out. Shake your hands out, shake your arms out, get that energy moving. Get it out, just fall back into that breath. Belly, chest out. Belly, chest out.
Gentle little teardrop on the fire, feathers on my breath. Nights of my earth, like flowers blossom, feathers on my breath. Teardrop on the fire, feathers on my breath.
Allow those emotions and that energy to bubble up to the surface. Just breathe into it.
Feathers on my breath. Water is my eye, most faithful man. Feathers on my
Give me another 5% if you can.
teardrop on the fire. Feathers on my breath. Most faithful man. Feathers on my breath. Teardrop on the fire. Feathers on my breath. It's coming into It's coming into
Okay, on the count of 3, we're going to take another deep breath in, and I want you to let out a loud, long scream. Just let it out. 1, 2, 3. Big breath in. Hold it. Let it out. Ah! Feel that feeling in your body. Just fall back into the breath. Belly, chest out. You should be in a rhythm. This is the feminine stage of the breath. Allow those emotions to come up.
It comes to me upon the strings when I hear it well I sing. I can't say it's my creation, staying patient what it brings. Let me say I'm coming humble, I don't know what's right or wrong. I just keep on believing, passing down an old song. An old song. But everybody's got that chapter of dark and darker days. Saturn seems to be returning and his essence can't be tamed. Some may like to fight and try and plan a secret attack. But the more you're pushing, the more it's pushing you back.
Keep staying with that breath. Breathe through those emotions.
You can't rush your healing. Darkness has its teaching. healing.
So let those motions come through. Allow that energy just to flow out of you.
Mama will, she told me time is such a wonderful gift. You're not running out, you're really running in. Confusion clouds the heart, but it also points the way. Quiet down the mind, the more the song will play.
I want you guys to repeat after me. I am a strong and confident woman. I let go of what no longer serves me. I set my past free with love. Fall back into that breath. Stay with the breath. Give me another 5%. We're about to get to that breath hold. Belly, chest out. Okay, on the count of 3, I want everyone to take a deep breath in, and I want you to hold it. There's plenty of oxygen in your blood. You can hold it for a long time. When I say release, just let it go with a loud sigh and return to a normal breath. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. Hold it.
Never leaving. Can't rush your healing.
Okay, let it go with a big sigh. Just return to a normal state of breath. Allow yourself to relax, recharge, and refresh. Allow yourself to slowly come back into your body. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Maybe just roll your ankles and your wrists out. Maybe give yourself a big hug. Just slowly arrive back into your body. And when you're ready, you can slowly blink your eyes open and sit up. Is everybody back? Does anybody have anything that might have came up for them or anything that they'd like to share?
Is it normal? In the beginning, I was yawning a lot. I didn't feel like it was from being tired, but does that have to do with the breathing pattern or oxygen?
Yeah, so that yawning is usually what's called purging. So it's a form of your body releasing energy. It can come out in multiple forms. Yawning, gas, burping, are all different ways. So yeah, it's not that you're tired. It's that body's response to release the emotion.
Wow.
My nose was cold. Like my nose, every time I breathed in, like I had to stop, take a deep breath again, and then because all of this part was so cold. Like I don't know why it gets so cold, and I was lightheaded, and I get lightheaded right away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I've touched on it last week, I believe, that everybody has a different response to this. You know, I've had people get very cold and shiver. I've had people that are sweating and warm uncontrollably. It's just kind of what your body is going through, what it's releasing as far as emotionals or energy goes. Everybody, I tell my clients that breath work is like a snowflake. No two times are ever exactly alike.
So weird that I get so cold.
My hands get ice cold when I do breath work. I like ice cold. And then when I come out of it, they just warm up immediately. It's strange.
But no one else's nose was cold while they were breathing in. Oh my God.
Unique to you, Nancy.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Well, thank you very much, everyone, for allowing me to hold space for you. Again, it was an honor. I hope everybody has an amazing Thanksgiving next week, and I will see you guys the following Thursday for Series 3, and that one's going to be at 2 o'clock instead of 12 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Dean. This was really, I mean, again, judging, from how many people are here and people were so engaged and involved, this is clearly something that people need in their lives, and they need you to be teaching it to them, because I think everyone knows about the power of breath, of just breath, and has kind of heard about that, but really learning about it in this specific kind of scientific and guided manner is so helpful. So I hope that everyone will return in 2 weeks, and again, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we look forward to our last and final session with you, Dean. And thank you for the thought and passion, that you are giving to us as we are going on this journey with you. We really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for being here.
Thank you.
If anyone wants
Thank you very
any
much.
information, you can visit my website, www.healingandbreathwork.com. And
that's great.
Multiple
and it's in the blast that we send out, your website also. So if anyone wants more info. So thanks everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.